Welcome to Captivating Home. Today, we're transforming my cozy cottage kitchen for spring 2025 with a vintage and rustic charm. If you love the warmth of antique-inspired decor, natural textures, and soft spring colors, you're in for a treat. I'll be sharing simple yet stunning ways to refresh your kitchen, bringing in the beauty of the season while keeping that timeless cottage feel. Get ready for charming decor ideas that will make your kitchen a welcoming, nostalgic retreat. If you love all things vintage, rustic, and seasonal home decor, don't forget to subscribe to Captivating Home. Join our community where we bring inspiration to life, one cozy space at a time. Hit that like button if you're excited for this transformation, and drop a comment with your favorite spring decorating tip. Now, let's dive into the first step of our cottage kitchen refresh. Soft pastel accents and floral touches. One of the easiest ways to embrace the spring season is by incorporating soft pastel accents and floral details into your kitchen decor. Vintage kitchens thrive on muted hues, so think delicate pinks, faded blues, and warm creams. Swapping out kitchen linens like tea towels, table runners, and chair cushions in these gentle colors instantly brightens the space. Adding vintage floral patterns and small touches, such as embroidered napkins or a charming apron hanging on a hook, completes that timeless look. Fresh or faux flowers play a huge role in capturing that springtime aesthetic. A rustic ceramic jug filled with tulips or wildflowers on the kitchen table brings nature indoors. To add more charm, consider hanging a dried flower wreath on the wall or above the stove area. Vintage-style floral prints and distress frames also enhance the cozy cottage feel. With just a few of these simple touches, your kitchen will radiate a fresh and inviting atmosphere for spring. Wooden elements and antique finds. Rustic kitchens shine when natural wood elements take center stage. Introducing wooden cutting boards, vintage bread boxes, or reclaimed wood shelves can instantly create that warm and lived-in feel. Opt for pieces with a slightly weathered or distressed look to enhance the authenticity of the rustic aesthetic. Displaying old-fashioned wooden spoons, rolling pins, or a classic farmhouse dough bowl adds both charm and functionality, blending tradition with everyday practicality. Antique finds bring character and nostalgia to a cottage kitchen. Scour flea markets or thrift shops for vintage canisters, enamelware, or even a rustic scale to add that old-world charm. A well-loved wooden spice rack or an antique glass jar collection can serve as beautiful yet functional decor. These details help tell a story, making the space feel more personal and timeless, as if it has been curated over generations. 3. Open shelving with vintage displays. Open shelving is a fantastic way to showcase vintage and rustic elements in your kitchen while keeping the space airy and inviting. Arrange charming farmhouse-style plates, mason jars, and classic teacups on the shelves for a curated yet effortless look. Mixing antique crockery with modern essentials creates a perfect balance between nostalgia and practicality, making the kitchen feel welcoming and lived in. Layering small decorative pieces like lace doilies or vintage tin containers adds texture and warmth. 'Styling the shelves seasonally keeps the space fresh and inspiring. For spring, swap out heavy winter items with light, delicate ceramics and pastel-colored dishes. A small vintage-inspired clock, a bundle of dried lavender, or a stack of old recipe books can add character without overwhelming the space. Keeping a few rustic woven baskets on the shelves also provides storage while maintaining that charming countryside aesthetic. 4. Cozy lighting and natural elements. Lighting plays a crucial role in setting the perfect cottage kitchen atmosphere. Soft, warm lighting enhances the vintage and rustic appeal, making the space feel inviting. A vintage-inspired pendant light over the dining nook, or an old-fashioned lantern-style fixture above the sink can instantly elevate the look. If you prefer a softer glow, string lights woven around open shelves or a simple table lamp with a linen shade can create a warm and cozy ambience. 'Bringing in natural elements like rattan, linen, and stone adds an organic, rustic touch to the space. Consider placing a woven basket filled with seasonal produce on the countertop, or using a linen tablecloth with a delicate lace trim for a subtle vintage feel. Natural textures help ground the space, giving it a relaxed, effortless charm that perfectly complements the soft pastels and wooden accents we've already introduced. 5. Vintage-inspired storage and functional decor. Storage in a cottage kitchen should be both practical and charming. Using glass jars with handwritten labels for flour, sugar, and coffee adds a delightful vintage touch while keeping essentials within easy reach. Wall-mounted wooden racks for hanging mugs or small cast-iron hooks for displaying rustic kitchen tools bring a farmhouse feel while saving space. An old-fashioned bread box or a repurposed wire basket for fresh eggs can serve as both functional and decorative element. Repurposing vintage items as storage solutions enhances the authenticity of a rustic kitchen. An antique wooden crate can hold cookbooks, while a distressed metal tin can be used for storing utensils. Even an old ladder leaned against the wall can double as a stylish tea towel rack. Thoughtful, practical decor pieces make the kitchen not only beautiful but also a true reflection of timeless cottage charm. 6. Charming vintage table setting for spring. Setting a beautiful vintage table for spring is a simple yet impactful way to elevate the cottage kitchen's charm. Start with a delicate lace or floral pattern tablecloth and soft pastel tones to create an inviting foundation. Layering mismatched vintage plates, preferably with faded floral motifs or scalloped edges, adds character and nostalgia. Pair them with classic silverware and antique-inspired glassware to achieve that effortless, old-world charm. Adding thoughtful seasonal elements makes the table feel even more special. A rustic wooden tray with a vintage teapot and a selection of floral teacups sets the scene for a cozy afternoon tea. Placing fresh or dried flowers in small ceramic vases along the table enhances the natural beauty of spring. Soft candlelight from vintage brass candlesticks or lanterns completes the setting, making every meal feel like a warm and inviting gathering. 7. Bringing nature indoors with greenery and herbs. Nothing says spring quite like the presence of lush greenery and fresh herbs in a cottage kitchen. Potted herbs like rosemary, basil, and thyme add a functional yet decorative touch to countertops or windowsills. Not only do they provide fresh flavors for cooking, but they also infuse the kitchen with a refreshing aroma. Choosing rustic terracotta pots, enamel containers, or repurposed tin cans for these plants enhances the vintage aesthetic. Hanging dried herbs and small bundles of lavender from wooden racks or hooks creates a timeless farmhouse feel while keeping useful ingredients within reach. If you have space, a small wooden plant stand with cascading ivy or delicate ferns can bring a touch of nature inside. Incorporating fresh-cut wildflowers in glass bottles or vintage pitchers adds another layer of rustic charm, making the kitchen feel lively and full of spring's natural beauty. Vintage-inspired wall decor and artwork. The right wall decor can transform a cottage kitchen into a storybook-perfect space. Vintage botanical prints, framed in distressed wood, bring a timeless elegance that fits beautifully with a rustic aesthetic. Hanging antique kitchen tools, such as cast iron skillets, old wooden spoons, or vintage sieves, adds both charm and practicality to the decor. A classic farmhouse-style wall clock or an old chalkboard with handwritten recipes enhances the nostalgic appeal. Handmade signs with cursive lettering, featuring words like fresh baked bread or farmhouse kitchen, add a personalized and cozy touch. Consider repurposing an old window frame as a decorative piece or using vintage plates as unique wall art. These elements create a welcoming space that tells a story, making your kitchen feel like a cherished part of the home's history while embracing the freshness of spring. Cosy Cottage kitchen nook and seating. Creating a snug little kitchen nook is the perfect way to enhance the cottage feel while making the space more functional for relaxing spring mornings. A wooden bench with plump cushions and floral or gingham patterns adds instant charm and comfort. If space allows, a small bistro table with 2 vintage-style chairs can serve as a delightful breakfast corner, perfect for sipping tea while enjoying the morning sun. Layering soft elements like knitted throws, linen seat cushions, or hand-sewn quilts over seating areas makes the space feel even more inviting. A simple woven basket nearby to hold extra pillows or blankets enhances both storage and aesthetics. Keeping a stack of vintage cookbooks or an old-fashioned radio in the nook adds character and encourages slow, meaningful moments in your cottage kitchen. Seasonal scent and ambiance for spring. The scent of a home plays a powerful role in setting the mood, and springtime in a cottage kitchen should be fresh, floral, and comforting. Scented candles with notes of lilac, lavender, or fresh linen instantly create a welcoming atmosphere. Simmering a pot of water with lemon slices, rosemary, and vanilla on the stove adds a natural and soothing fragrance to the kitchen, making it feel clean, vibrant, and refreshing. Incorporating scent through natural elements further enhances the seasonal ambience. A small sachet of dried lavender tucked into a drawer or a bowl of fresh citrus on the counter subtly fills the space with light, uplifting aromas. Beeswax candles not only provide a warm glow but also release a natural honey-like scent, adding to the rustic and inviting feel of the kitchen. These little details make your cottage kitchen a true sanctuary for spring. Delicate lace and vintage fabric accents. Fabrics play a significant role in enhancing the cozy and nostalgic charm of a cottage kitchen. Incorporating delicate lace and vintage-inspired textiles instantly softens the space, making it feel more inviting. A lace-edged table runner, floral printed curtains, or a simple linen apron hanging from a hook adds that old-fashioned, timeless appeal. Opting for natural materials like cotton and linen in soft pastel shades helps maintain an airy and light springtime atmosphere. Repurposing vintage fabric pieces, such as embroidered handkerchiefs or quilted potholders, adds a touch of personal history to the decor. Handmade or upcycled fabric bunting strung across a window can bring a playful and whimsical feel to the kitchen. Layering textures like placing a crochet doily beneath a rustic vase or using fabric placemats with delicate scalloped edges adds depth and warmth, while keeping the space effortlessly charming. 12. Upcycling and DIY vintage decor projects. Embracing a rustic cottage style means appreciating the beauty of repurposed and upcycled decor. Simple DIY projects can add a vintage touch to your kitchen while being budget-friendly and sustainable. An old wooden ladder can be transformed into a hanging pot rack. A weathered picture frame can be used as a chalkboard for grocery lists, and glass jars can become charming candle holders or spice containers. These projects not only enhance the decor but also add sentimental value to the space. Repainting or distressing furniture in soft, muted tones can breathe new life into old pieces. A thrifted wooden chair with a whitewashed finish or a small side table painted in pale blue can serve as a statement piece while maintaining the vintage aesthetic. Even small touches like hand-painting floral designs on mason jars or decoupaging old sheet music onto a serving tray can make the kitchen feel uniquely curated and filled with character. 13. Vintage-inspired dishware and kitchen essentials. One of the most charming aspects of a cottage kitchen is the use of vintage-style dishware that adds a nostalgic touch to everyday routines. Floral porcelain teacups, enamelware bowls, and delicate china plates with scalloped edges evoke a sense of history and elegance. Storing these pieces in an open hutch or glass-fronted cabinet not only makes them accessible but also turns them into decorative elements that enhance the overall aesthetic. Even kitchen essentials can reflect a vintage and rustic style with the right selections. Classic cast iron skillets, a hand-crank coffee grinder, or an antique butter dish can make even the simplest cooking experience feel special. A ceramic bread box, a wire egg basket, or a rustic wooden rolling pin displayed on the countertop adds a lived-in warmth, proving that beauty and functionality can go hand in hand. 14. Seasonal cottage-inspired centerpieces. A well-styled centerpiece can become the heart of a cottage kitchen, changing with the seasons to reflect the beauty of nature. For spring, a wooden crate filled with fresh white daisies, lavender, or hydrangeas makes a lovely statement. Using a vintage pitcher or an enamel teapot as a vase enhances the rustic charm, while woven baskets filled with lemons or fresh herbs bring a pop of natural color to the space. Layering elements in the centerpiece adds depth and visual interest. Stacking old books with a distressed candlestick on top or placing a small wooden cutting board beneath a floral arrangement creates an effortless yet intentional look. Incorporating elements like moss, twine, or antique keys within the display makes it feel even more curated and unique. Whether placed on the dining table or a kitchen island, a seasonal centerpiece brings a breath of fresh spring air to the home. 15. Whimsical cottage kitchen accessories. Small accessories can have a big impact when it comes to achieving a perfectly styled vintage and rustic cottage kitchen. Charming details like a ceramic butter dish with a delicate floral design, an old-fashioned sugar bowl with a tiny silver spoon, or a wire fruit basket lined with a linen cloth add an extra touch of personality. Incorporating handcrafted wooden coasters, embroidered tea towels, or vintage salt and pepper shakers enhances the space with nostalgic elegance. Thoughtful little touches make the kitchen feel warm and inviting. A small vintage radio playing soft classical or folk music, a delicate string of fairy lights draped over open shelves, or a hand-woven basket filled with fresh scones wrapped in a linen napkin all contribute to the cozy, lived-in feel. These subtle yet intentional details help create a space that feels like a retreat from the modern world, a true embodiment of rustic cottage charm. Conclusion: a cozy cottage kitchen for spring. And that wraps up our journey of decorating my cozy cottage kitchen for spring 2025 with vintage and rustic charm. Every little detail, from floral linens to antique kitchenware, contributes to creating a warm, inviting space that truly celebrates the beauty of the season. Spring is all about fresh starts, and refreshing your kitchen with timeless, nostalgic elements is a wonderful way to welcome the new season with open arms. I hope this video has inspired you to bring a little vintage and rustic magic into your own kitchen this spring. If you enjoyed this transformation, don't forget to subscribe to Captivating Home for more seasonal decorating ideas. Hit that like button, share your favorite decor tip in the comments, and stay tuned for more cozy home inspirations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.